What's up, everybody? It is the non-spoiler review of Andor episodes 1 through 4. Now, they're going to drop episodes 1 through 3, I think, tonight is when it all goes down. So I'm not going to give you any spoilers, so I don't do that. If you're wondering where Tony Soprano is, he'll be back. If you're brand new to the channel and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Subscribe to the channel and you figure out what I'm talking about. How about that? You get smart with me, get smart right back with you. I don't know who the hell you think you are. I'm just kidding. You might be a nice person. Anyway, Andor, episodes 1 through 4. So I did an immediate reaction after watching these, or just kind of like a social reaction, rather. And the thoughts that I gave on the episodes were that they were fantastic, and I stick by it. It's a great show. Now, what I've said I said it a few different places. I don't know if I said it on the air or not. I do think this, and this isn't meant to insult anybody, but I do think that there might be some people who watch these episodes that are like, oh, it's slow. It's kind of boring. And I think those are the people that are kind of looking for like the boom boom Star Wars. Like here, everything's just blowing up and there's lightsaber fights and then there's, it's just, there's no substance to it. I could be wrong. This is not that. This is a show with a lot of substance, and the first episode is a build off of that. I'm loving House of the Dragon right now, and it's because of the build, of locking down the characters. And this is, I thought that Andor, when they announced that Andor was coming out with a series, and I think it was like 3-4 years ago, I was like, why? We know where he goes, we know what happens to him, and I don't even think he was that interesting of a character in the movie in Rogue One. He was good, and it was Diego Luna, so he was good, but why do we need a show? Well, they tell you exactly why they need a show. Diego Luna, in one episode, builds out this character stronger than he was in the entire movie. And I love Rogue One. I think Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie of the Disney era, hands down. It's great. And the tone is there, and Tony Gilroy, you can tell, is placing a lot of love into this. And this is I just think this is a show for mature audiences. Now, it doesn't mean that kids can't like it. Someone asked me that. Someone said, do you think children will like it? I said, it depends on the age, and it depends on how much they want to lock in, because you do have to lock into this show. If you don't really want to barrel down on everything being said and listening to what's going on, you might get lost. You might not, or you might not be as interested as I was, right? It's a spy thriller. It's a political thriller. You see both sides of it, and what I like about it is when it starts off, and again, I'm not spoiling anything. When it starts off, I mentioned it reminded me of Blade Runner, but I still believed it was in Star Wars. Like you'll see what I mean. It's like, I know that Star Wars is science fiction fantasy, but there's a lot of science fiction elements in this. It still blends into the science fiction fantasy, and it doesn't feel like it's. There are certain times in whether it was Boba Fett or Obi-Wan, I felt like it was like different shows, right? I felt like Spy Kids at one point, or like or Alita Battle Angel or something in Boba Fett. It just didn't feel in place for me. Power Rangers didn't feel in place, right? And there's certain times in Obi-Wan, it felt a little kind of dumbed down and not as involved. This show feels involved. I think that the relationship of what's going on with Andor and the idea, his backstory, is what I really like. The way that they incorporate the backstory into ultimately who he becomes. And the other thing is that they really spend time with the lead character, and this is for all 4 episodes. And that doesn't mean that they're just on him. They focus on other characters. There's great side stories that happen with the Empire and how the politics inside the Empire are running. It's a political thriller, and you see both sides. That was what I always said about this show. I said, as long as the Andor stuff is going to be interesting to me, but like, are they going to explore the side of the Empire? And are they going to make the Empire human and show the stuff that they're going with? And they absolutely do that. They also blend inside of what Mon Mothma has to go through and her take and how she has to move along. And Skarsgård, by the way, Stellan Skarsgård, holy crap! Diego Luna is great as Andor. I mean, the best. He's great as Andor. There's no doubt about it. Skarsgård might steal the show when he shows up. Loved the character, liked the psyche of the character, the ideology of the character, and ultimately what he means for the galaxy. And that's what I really enjoy about this character so far. And I like his chemistry with Diego Luna. I think they work really well together. So when you guys get there, curious. What I also like about the way this show is structured, the negative on it is the negative of a lot of different Star Wars things, that the episodes are short. They're really short. Well, the first three are short. The first three are like 35 minutes or something after credits or whatever. And the fourth one's like 45, 46 minutes maybe, right? Now, I think that's because of moolah. That's because of money. They don't want to spend any more money to build it out. And it's, what I will say is this, that I feel that this show spends the most time with those 35, 36 minutes. They get the most out of it. Again, I don't want to compare this to like Obi-Wan, but the moment that I really loved in Obi-Wan was when he's talking about like his brother and how he was taken when he was younger, and there was like this deep dive into his character, and they didn't do that enough. They do that consistently in this show, in Andor, consistently, of everything counts, and like you're just kind of as these things are being built up throughout, it feels sometimes like, oh, that episode was only 35 minutes, but they fit so much into that time that I was invested, and I am invested. And what I also like is that, and I think that they announced this, like the first three episodes are a particular arc, and then the fourth episode certainly seems to be starting a new arc. And again, no spoilers. It's just once that arc is over, it's like, oh, it's not like it's just completely random. Like, oh, now this is a new thing. It's like, oh, no, it continued on. It's like that was the adventure that they told for 3 episodes. And now here's the continuing story that they're going to be telling moving forward. This show is the smartest Star Wars show that I've seen so far. People are asking me, do I like it better than The Mandalorian? Unfair to say. I love The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. I love them. I think Season 2 is some of my favorite Star Wars. So it's unfair to me to judge whether or not I like this better than The Mandalorian, because I've only seen 4 episodes as opposed to, what, 16, 18? I can't remember how many. But that's it's unfair. And I will say this, that The Mandalorian is more fun than this show. Doesn't mean better, just means it's more fun. There are things that I think what I really enjoy about it is it allows it to stand on its own. Now, I like the stuff that they put in The Mandalorian with Luke and all that other stuff, and The Mandalorian pretty much stands on its own. And sometimes they have these certain things that come in that you're familiar with, and I think that works, and I like that, and I love seeing that in Star Wars. You don't always need it, and you certainly don't need it in this. They are building off the idea of what this show is, where it is, and I also like how consistent the tone is with what is going on at the galaxy at this time. It is a dire time. The show feels dire and needs to. And there's a droid who serves for the humor, but again, it's the type of Star Wars humor that I like, that I feel like is consistent with what characters would do, or moments that it's not like laugh out loud, slap your knee funny. It's just like, oh, that's who that character is. And I did 3. I actually, when I watched the screeners, I recorded myself doing reactions, so you'll see I have a different haircut and stuff when I watch it. So this poor bot, like, it gets pissed on. That's all I'll tell you. Something pisses on it. So I call it Piss Bot. It's not fair. It's a good bot, but I call it Piss Bot. It's not right. I have a problem. But the droid is funny. Poor Piss Bot. Anyway, overall, this is a great show. It's a great show. It is like I said, it is the best written Star Wars show so far. It is the most intricate. It is definitely the most adult. Now, again, there's a lot of great Star Wars lore and other things that I love about Mandalorian. So Mandalorian is still the king for me. But this show's damn good, man. And I wasn't expecting it to be good. I think that's the other thing. Very curious to hear what you guys think, though. So just wanted to put this out there. This is just a non-spoiler review for all you guys to just check out as you guys are going to dive into the first 3 episodes. I will be, basically the way that it's going to work on this channel, I'm going to put those 4 as they come up. Put the first 3 reactions out on the same day. So if you want to watch me watching along to it, you can do that. And then we're going to do a spoiler-heavy discussion on Sith Council, and that's going to serve for the Andor content for tomorrow. Those big spoiler-heavy reviews that I do, I'm going to wait until episode 5 on to do those, so that way I have all this content, have all this stuff for you guys to watch. And if you like this review so far and you want to see more of it, go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, over there. There it is. Look at that. Stop that. What the hell's wrong with me? Calling people piss pot and then I'm flicking off. I wasn't flicking you off, though. You're all right. I like you. You're good. I might be nose. You got something in it. But that's it. And like I said, Tony Soprano will be back. It's just the panels on the wall. We're doing it up. We're getting the studio ready. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the show. I can't wait to hear everybody's thoughts. All right. That's it. That's Andor. That's the non-spoiler 1 through 3. That's my review. Peace.